Your business is online. Your clients are in different countries. So why is your company still stuck in a place that takes half of its profit before you touch a single dollar? If that sounds like you, keep watching. My name is Madalina and I run THCM Advisory in Dubai. My team has built over 500 UAE company structures for online founders from over 40 countries. In the next minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how a UAE company works for an online business, when it makes sense, when it doesn't, and how to set it up 100% remotely from your laptop. If you're a serious founder, you're asking 4 questions already. Is this actually legal and compliant? Will I really save money after all costs? Can I do this without flying to Dubai? Will banking work smoothly with my international clients? This video answers all 4. Direct, no cheap Dubai zero tax dream nonsense. The problem is in numbers. Corporate plus dividend. If you're in Europe, UK or Australia, this is your current reality. There are 2 layers of tax on your profit. First layer, corporate tax. France, Germany, Spain, Belgium, Italy, Portugal, UK, Australia. The corporate tax is typically around 25 to 30% on your company's profit. Second layer, dividend or personal tax. When you take the remaining profit out as dividends, there is another hit. France, about 30% flat on dividends. Germany, around 26%. UK, up to 39%. Spain, around 30% at the top rate. Italy, 26%. Portugal, 28%. Belgium, 30%. So let's use a simple example. Let's say you have $100,000 of profit in your company in France or Germany. First, your company pays around 25 to 30k in corporate tax. You're left with around 70 to 75k. Then, when you pull that profit out as dividends, you can easily lose another $20 to $30,000 in personal dividend tax. End result, from that $100,000 in profit, you might keep only $45,000 to $55,000 in your own hands. So the real effective burden is often 45 to 55% of the profit, not just the 25-30% corporate rate your accountant mentions in passing. Now compare that to a UAE company setup. UAE does have corporate tax. The headline rate is 9%, but there are 3 rules that matters for you. Rule number 1, if your taxable profit is under $100,000 per year, your UAE corporate tax is 0. Rule number 2, if your taxable profit is above the threshold, the 9% only applies to the portion above the threshold, not to the full amount. Example, your company makes $150,000 profit. Roughly $102,000 is in the 0% band. Only about $48,000 is taxed at 9%. 9% of 48k is roughly around $4,300 in corporate tax for the year. Not 9% on the full $150,000, only the slice above the threshold. Rule 3, there are 2 specific paths that can bring the effective rate down to 0, even above the threshold if you qualify. QFZP status, qualifying free zone person. For certain free zone entities that meet the conditions, the qualifying income can be taxed at 0. Small business relief. For businesses with revenue under 3 million dirhams, there is a relief that can effectively reduce the corporate tax to 0. I know this is the boring part, but you do not need to manage any of this yourself. Our accounting service handles the registrations, the filing, the elections, so you get the lowest legally available rate for your situation. Why a Dubai license is not enough? Here's where founders usually get burned. They think setting up in Dubai means just buying a cheap trade license and they are done. It doesn't work that way. A license alone is a paper. If you choose a cheap free zone, wrong activity, build a weak banking file, skip tax registration and annual filings, you don't have a structure. You have an unusable company and a future compliance problem. The real asset is a working structure. Correct company in the right free zone for how your business actually operates, a corporate bank account that accepts international payments and doesn't randomly freeze you, corporate tax registration and ongoing filings so you stay clean with authority. Most providers sell paper and disappear. We build a structure and stay. How the remote setup works. Here's what it looks like from your side. Step number 1, strategy call. We jump on a call and look at your business, your numbers, your current setup, and your goals. If a UAE structure doesn't make sense, I'll tell you directly and you keep your current setup. If it does, we move forward to step number 2, designing the structure. We pick the right free zone and activity codes based on how you really operate. We map your banking route and your tax position. Step 3, company tax and banking. You sign the documents digitally from wherever you are. We handle the submissions to the free zones, the tax authority, and the bank. In roughly 1-2 weeks, your UAE company is live and your corporate bank account is working. Your clients pay your UAE company. Funds land in your corporate account in euro, pounds, dollars, whatever they use. You pay for your software, ads, contractors, travel from the company. Your daily business doesn't change. Where the company lives and how much tax it owes does. Corporate versus personal, where the line is. quick but important point. We are talking about your company's tax position. Your UAE company is a separate legal entity, its own license, its own corporate bank account, and its own corporate tax registration and filings. Your personal tax residency still matters. If you live in a high-tax country, you still need to handle your personal side correctly. On the call, we map where the corporate side ends and where you may need local advice in your country of residence. Sometimes it's very clean. Sometimes we tell you to speak with a local advisor first. What I won't do is promise zero tax forever to everyone. That's how people get into trouble. Who is this for? This is for online location-independent businesses, consultants, coaches, agencies, SaaS and software, e-commerce and digital products, content and education businesses, crypto and trading with real volume, and any online service where clients are not tied to one local market. You are a good fit if you are already paying at least $15,000 a year in corporate tax. Your clients are international and your business runs online. You care about doing this legally and keeping your name clean. You're probably too early if you're paying under $10,000 a year in taxes. Your business depends on being physically local in your current country. You're looking for a zero tax hack and don't care about compliance. Here is the logic. If you already pay $15,000 in tax this year, you will probably pay more next year as your business grows. The solution I'm showing you, it is not an expense. It is an investment that pays you back. You create the setup once. Then you save 25 to 40% of your profit every year for the rest of your business life. I'm not selling you a service. I help you keep more of the money you are working so hard for. That's the real value. End to end, here's exactly what we set up. UAE company structure in the right free zone for your real activity. Corporate bank account with multi-currency support opened remotely. Corporate tax registration with the UAE Federal Tax Authority. Annual corporate tax filing and compliance handled by our accounting team. Ongoing operating guidance, so the structure is usable, not just legal. And if you run a crypto business, we add one more piece. A corporate crypto exchange account in your company name, so you can move between fiat and digital assets under the entity. What it costs and why it's a business decision. For a straightforward online business, the full remote setup usually starts around $5,000 to $8,000. Crypto and more complex structures cost more. They have to. The work is deeper, the activity codes matters more, and you want this done by someone who built structure for crypto founders before, not someone who's learning on your file. Can you find a cheaper license? Of course. But if you are losing $30,000, $60,000, $100,000 a year in unnecessary tax, and one correct setup that costs $5,000 to $10,000 changes the curve for the next 5-10 years, that is not an expense. That is a business decision. I don't discount, I don't take clients I can help. I would rather tell you no than sell a structure that doesn't pay for itself. Here is what to do next. Click the button below this video and pick a time for your consultation call. On the call, we will run your real numbers. We will look at where your clients are and how you operate today and see if a UAE company actually improves your position. If it does, I'll show you the exact structure, bank route, timeline, and total costs. If it doesn't, I'll tell you and you keep your current setup with more clarity. 30 minutes, no pressure, no fantasy, just real options. If your business is online, your clients are global, and every year you feel like you're building your company 50-50 with the government, book a call. Let's see if UAE is actually the right jurisdiction for your company.